Welcome to the Poop Scoop Millionaire Community Spotlight, where real scoopers share real numbers, real wins, and real strategies from the Poop Scoop Millionaire community. I'm your host, Erica Kruppen, and today I'm talking with John. We're pulling back the curtain on what actually is working in the field with revenue, clients, growth, mistakes, some systems, and smart moves to scale. So if you're ready to grow or just want to see what's possible in this industry, stay tuned. What's going on, John?
Not much. Thank you so much for having me. I watched you for so long that it's kind of weird to be on this side of it. And but yeah, I mean, thanks for having me and just glad to be here and glad to be part of the PSM community and all you guys and be learning and sharing and growing together.
I see that you are wearing the Scoop Con shirt
Yes.
representing.
Yeah. I tried to get it so I'd be in the picture, but yeah. Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, those things are actually they're super comfortable. They're good quality.
They are. Yeah. It'll last a long time for sure.
All
Yeah.
right, well,
I don't have
cool.
the always the perfect occasion to wear this, you know? I don't wear it normally, so I'm like, "Oh, I gotta use it. I gotta wear it for this."
Oh yeah, perfect, perfect. I need to find mine. Actually, mine's hanging up. I
Oh,
every
are
time
they?
every time I see my husband wearing one, I'm like, "That's not mine, is it?" And I don't mind sharing. I do love to share, but it's white and he has a hole in his lip and I know he's going to get it dirty.
Right, yeah, exactly.
All right, well, cool. If you could you please fill us in? Tell us your business name. Tell us when you got started and um, where you're located.
Okay. So my name is John, my business is Luxe Scoopers. So, I wasn't sure how to title myself there because my YouTube channel, which has no videos, it has no videos yet, but it's John Deluxe, it's my middle name, Lux. So it's a play on words. I'm like, "Oh, is that a little too ego-ish, John Deluxe?" But I don't know. I just went with it because it was kind of just to include my name, but I try to brand everything I do with the name because I think it really helps the brand and it just helps the business if everything has that mixed in somehow, if possible. So it's Lux Scoopers, and we are in DFW, which is the mecca of the scooper community. There are a lot of us out here, but I think that actually helps. There's way less of us than there are landscapers and all that. So it doesn't bother me at all. I think it helps the business. And then I started a little bit before June, but I didn't really get advertising. Yeah, so June is my first month, but I couldn't get hardcore into it until halfway through July. Um, into like really advertising or pushing anything because I had to um, some other things I had to take care of. I was on a trip, a business trip, so I had to wait till I got back to that before I could really feel comfortable letting everyone know I was up and going. So it's only been since mid-July.
Yeah, and the day of this recording is September 18th. So you're pretty new and there's a couple layers here, right? So you're new in business, you are in the mecca of the scooping. Like there's so many
Yes.
scoopers and you started in the middle of July, which historically it's the worst. July
Yeah.
and August are the worst for our industry. So
Yeah.
can you speak to that? Can you tell us how many customers you have right now
Uh,
first?
yeah, so, right now I'm at 10 beautiful customers, and I'm getting it so like 2 to 3 a month through all different types of avenues. Um, so yeah, I haven't put a tremendous amount into advertising. I was kinda nervous, well, as anyone would be, put money into advertising because they don't know if it's gonna work, but I knew we were super slow, but I wanted to do something. So I have a little bit in the Facebook and the Google ads, and I'm getting help with that. And, yeah, it is slow right now. Hopefully, it'll ramp up a little soon as September becomes December and into the colder months. Even though it doesn't snow here, it still tends to ramp up in the colder and then into, as it starts warming up again, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it is slow, but that's fine. I really I don't mind it because I'm able to learn my CS, the just I'm with Sweep and Go, so I'm able to learn that better. I'm able to just kind of ramp up slowly, right? Just working with the customers, just dial everything in. And I didn't have to just explode with like, oh my gosh, I got to hire someone and I don't even know what I'm doing myself. And, because I know there's some scoopers out there that had to do it and that's great, but I don't mind going slow and steady and just kind of learning how to do it all. So it's fine.
No, I like that. There's a couple things I wanna unpack, which
Yeah.
congratulations on having the 10 customers,
Yeah.
because
Double digits.
when we originally scheduled this interview, you had 5. So you've doubled since we spoke.
You're right. I don't when
Mhm.
did we first speak, like, a month ago?
Yeah,
When we kind of so, yeah, I've doubled in a month, so that's good from that perspective, thank you.
absolutely. I gotta give you
Yeah.
your I think that the kids call it these days, give you your flowers.
Oh, yeah, I'm not hip on the jive. Okay, hip
I'm
on the
just
jive.
learning myself,
Yeah,
but okay, so no, that's amazing. Can you
thanks. Yeah.
can you tell us, what's your average ticket price right now for a weekly scoop standard size yard?
Yeah, so, I'm kinda proud of it right now. I mean, I don't know if the stats can stay like this, but my average ticket price is about $124. Um, so that's great. Um, I have anywhere my prices per visit per scoop range from 18 to $24 per scoop. Um, and yeah, so I've kind of really worked mixing in the different sanitization, deodorizing, extra services. So I do have some that are right around the $82, but out of the 10, that I can only speak for, I'm at 124.
That's a good and are you offering deodorizing and sanitizing frequently?
Yes. So I have different packages. So instead of doing per dog and frequency, I just have three main packages that I like to focus on. And it's the three that I advertise with on my website. And two of the three include I do use Wizzy Wash, and then I also have kind of for spot treatment, 256. Was it like Best Shot? There's a couple different companies that do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Best Shot, and I forget Top Performance.
Mhm.
Am I saying it right? Yeah.
Correct.
So, and I think those are identical. Excuse me if you're one of those vendors, but they're very close, and it might just be a relabeling of the same product. I'm not sure because I've seen both in different sales places. But so I have both of those, and I'll offer them one time a week. Wizzy Wash, typically I just do once a month. I do have a package that involves both, but not at the same time because they are different chemicals, and I don't want to mix chemicals at all. But I'll do the Wizzy the first week, and the rest of the week I'll do the 256 bot treatment on certain areas, or definitely on the concrete, so it's actually getting some sanitizing properties in, and not just the deodorant. But I do love the spot treatment of the 256 because it does have the aroma, where Wizzy Wash is just kind of the clean smell, the
Yeah.
chlorine smell, which is perfect and great in killing bacteria. But the 256 has some different aromas you can add to it. And that's the perceived value, right? If they can come out, they walk out that back door and they're hit with uh, a lemon scent or a lavender scent or something in that backyard because of the aroma added, just instantly goes to the brain. Your nose, your olfactory senses are so strong, instantly goes, oh, that's fresh, that's clean, right? So that adds a perceived value. So I really, not only is it disinfecting or at least sanitizing in that area, it's what I want to present to the customer when they come out in the backyard for the first time after the scoop.
After meeting you at ScoopCon and listening to you speak, and then seeing, some of the pictures that you sent me over because I looked through and we can look over those.
Yeah.
You you have fine attention to detail, and it seems like you were very
uh,
thoughtful. So if we could really quick
Maybe to a fault, Erica, maybe to a fault. Yeah,
I
but
get it. I get
mm,
it.
mhm.
What did you do before you were a scooper?
So my wife and I still have our own business. We're in sales. So we're with a health and wellness company, and we do that full time. Been doing that full time for about, well, we started the little business in 2012, but then we started doing that full time where I was able to leave my other job, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. So, and I wasn't really a salesperson, but I enjoy talking and working with people and listening, seeing what they need, and I definitely have enhanced my skills through that sales job into doing this. Um, and just seeing, I mean, we all have the businesses we deal with on a monthly and yearly and weekly basis that it's just they're so they treat you like a number. You're not important. Um, and it's frustrating dealing with those companies, from whatever, whether it's utility companies or whatever you deal with. And communication is horrible, whether it's someone, a residential service that you have, or and so when I did this, when we finally decided we wanted to do this, I'm like, you know, we have got to put customer service and communication as top priority. And I think we've done that. Attention to detail. Maybe I text my customers a little bit too much, but I only have 10, so that's easy to do. I'll get involved in, I'll start doing the Mark Gromer approach where I'm automating everything when I don't have a choice. But yeah, just texting the customers, make sure they're attention to detail on the little things, doing more in the backyard, not too much because I don't want to dig myself a hole where I'm doing too much in the backyard and they always expect it, but just little things, winding up the hose for them, the garden hose, or filling the dog water, or just little things. If I see, there's some customers are really trying to get their business. So I was sweeping up a little or blowing off their, a little extra if they were doing some gardening and there was dirt on the patio, just little things like that. I carry around a blower anyways because I don't want to do Wizzy Wash or the 256 spray if their patio is muddy. So I carry around just a little small, you can break it down blower that has a battery on it and just stick that in, and I'll just blow out really lightly, right? I'm just blowing off the dust, so I'm not creating mud because some people don't go in their backyards a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's why we're there. So just little things like that, that trying to win their business or trying to get that extra Wizzy Wash upgrade, things like that. So yeah, I think my sales job kind of helped with that. Before that, I was actually 13 years in law enforcement. And then our sales job started doing well enough that I was able to leave that career back in 2016, and then do the sales job. And now, but I still wasn't my own boss. It was kind of our own business because it's sales based, so it's performance. It's sales, so it's performance based. Um, but I didn't own it like this. And this, is like it's all me. Just sink or swim. We make it how we want it, and because my wife is helping me with it, we're partners together. She has a lot of input into the branding and how things look and how things flow, and she's great.
Yeah, it's very cohesive and
Thank you.
it's luxurious looking.
That's kind of the goal, right? To maybe Hmm, weed out someone that might not be your best client by just kind of elevating how it looks and how it feels, so they know if they're going with Lux, um, it might not be the bottom price, and they might not have a lot of bargaining room, which I don't know. I'm a softie. I don't mind bargaining a little bit if I'm not, hurting the brand and the value, but, if
Well,
they want
you're going above and beyond. When you said that you brought your own blower, that
Not always, not always. I don't wanna say always do that, but there's certain yards that need it, right? So I'll grab the blower on the way to the backyard with my other tools because I know that yard's gonna need it. They're right close, like their patio is gonna be right close to a tree, or they have 4 dogs and they just bring dirt all over the patio. So if I know that house needs it, I'm gonna do it because I can't in good conscience spray wet stuff on top of dirt, so I'll use it when I need it.
how are you pricing the disinfectant and sanitizing treatment?
Um
I don't offer that, so I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, so I do have it as an add-on if you have a lower service. So if you're already a customer, I'll do if I mean once a month, it depends, if they're doing multiple times a month, I'll give them a little bit of discount. But anywhere from $15 to $20 if they are a customer. If they just want deodorizer, then it's going to be like $40. Um, and that's like ongoing. If they want it, like if they're like one time, I'd probably even up it to 50. I don't really have that priced on my website, but yeah, if I'm going there just for a deodorizing, sanitizing, then it's going to be at least 40, and they have to kind of be on my route because it takes time just to go there. But it doesn't take a long time to do. But I'm so scared. I haven't had anyone that just wanted that because really, you're telling me your yard is perfect, your patio's clean, there's no dirt on it, and there's no poop, and so the chances of that might be unlikely. You really want me to spray deodorizer? So I actually had one client that just wanted that service, and they ended up just through me kind of holding their hand along the way. They're one of my top paying clients now, where they're getting all the services, they're getting haul away, they're getting all the VIP service, but they started out as just wanting sanitizing. But I told them, like, "Are you sure? Are you always going to be scooping?" So, um, there's some um, upgrading, trying to upsell a little bit, but also making sure that I don't want to be doing just deodorizing. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, 10 to 15, but I will up it if it's just that to like 40. And if they want some extra 256 and they're my customer for just that service, just that day, yeah, like $8, yeah, $5 to $8, because I'll be there
Yeah.
5 to 8 minutes longer.
Okay. How long from start to finish if you are doing a scoop, weekly scoop, and a sanitizer? How long is that job booked out for?
For the regular size yard, we're right at about 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie to say that some of those have been like 20, and it kills me. Like if I'm in that 20-minute mark, and that's because I have some yards that are a little bit bigger, um, and I haven't charged one guy. I'm answering 15 questions at once here. One guy onboarded himself. He's my highest paying client. He has a VIP service. He's got the works. But he onboarded himself. He did everything himself. I didn't have to sell him on anything. I didn't even text him. I got a notification that so when I got there, the yard, I looked at on Google Maps, and the house wasn't built yet. So I'm like, oh shoot, I don't even know the size of the yard. When I got there, he was definitely over the eighth of an acre standard. But I'm like, he was not a headache. He, I did text him finally, and I said, you know, did you have a service like this before? He said no. He goes, I just got sick of doing it. I got sick of doing it, so I'm hiring you. I'm like, okay. And so even though it's close to a half acre in the backyard, so that one takes me 20 when I'm spraying. But again, he wasn't a headache, and that's valuable to me.
Mhm.
He values his service, he values his time, right? He values his time, and his time is not spent in the backyard with the poop. So, and for that, yeah, I didn't upcharge him with the yard being a little bit bigger. But yeah, 20, and now that I've been doing it for, 2 months, I am closer to the 15 mark, and if they don't have a spray, because I only do a spray once a week, then I'm down to, 10 to 12 minutes,
Yeah.
and I don't really have any small yards yet. I do have one next week though, and that's a really small yard. So my goal is to, if I can hit 8 minutes and be totally done, totally clean, and happy with my service, that's I'll be very happy to get those.
Well, that'd be sweet. I'm excited to see where your business is gonna be at, like, a year
Thank
from
you.
now with
Oh
everything.
my gosh. Yeah. We're trying all the things. And it's helpful that I already do have I have a really free, well, not free. I have a very cheap first employee. I have a 22-year-old son that has like two or three other jobs, but he helps me out because he learns in the business. My goal is to give him a route. And so he's my main trainer. So he's my main route guy. And the goal is for me to get out of the backyards and working on the business instead of in the business. So right now, I'm paying him in. I buy his lunch on the way home from a day of scooping, and he's okay with that because he understands investing in the business too. He has his own business cards. He markets. He helps out, and he's learning it from scratch how to do everything, not just how to scoop.
Mhm.
because the goal is to build it up, give him the route that I'm building the next one. And it won't be too long and I'll be able to pay him hourly, but he recognizes the value in investing in the business too. So he helps out.
Um, well, no, that's really good that you have him with you. I like that. Now, because you had a career before, like, good stable career, and it. How do I want to ask this question?
Go for it.
It's hmm. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
51.
You're 51, okay.
Yeah.
So you're right there. You're at a transition point. You've already had a good career, right? You've already
Yes.
had
A
something
couple.
solid and couple
Yeah.
solid and stable. Then you went into sales, so you're established. Then you're coming into this business, and I imagine you're not coming into this business with $1,000 or less in your bank account. You're coming in with some knowledge and some financial stability.
Yes. Yes. That was the one thing that was hard to like because of my age. I think it's easier for a client to see a 20-year-old, a 25-year-old that, has a little car and he's just making this business work. But because I am a little bit older than probably the average scooper, at least starting, not always, but maybe on the higher end, right? Or on the older end, I really wanted to look established and I did have some extra money to throw in. So that absolutely helped me get going and be where I wanted to be. And, you know, do the customers care that much? Maybe not, but I did. So yeah, I was able to get a truck. I was able to get a wrap because that's what I wanted to do. I felt good with that, and that's what that I just wanted a perceived like established and trustworthy and all of that going into it. So yeah, it wasn't starting at $500 to do the business. There's some invested money in it.
Yes, and that was kind of the lead up to these pictures that we wanna look at. Because when I looked through them, all this stuff it's very expensive to buy all of this, and the fact that you already have Sweep and Go, you already have the wrap on your vehicle, you have very good branding. I haven't got a chance to look at your website, but I'm sure you have a pretty solid website.
Mr. Mark Gromer,
Exactly, and this stuff costs money,
it
and
does.
and so people that are listening, you can get into the business with little to no money. It's
Yep,
just gonna take longer, right? And that's why the Poop Scoop Millionaire is available because it can teach you from start to finish of how to get to your first 100 customers. But on the other side of it, if you have money to invest and invest into a brand and go big right away, that's amazing as well. So either way, like you can do this business either way. So
absolutely.
I'm gonna do a screen share, and while I'm doing that,
Yeah,
can you kind of describe
sure. Talk
the
through some of
some of the benefits that you've gotten out of Poop Scoop Millionaire while I get the visuals figured out?
so I would have been so far behind. I would have made 5 times the mistakes if I didn't have William, his team to just guide all of us. I mean, he's cut down. It's kind of like, why is it so good to read a book? Because you're instantly working with an expert in whatever field that is of that book. So with the PSM community, I was able to do things the way I wanted or the right way. I mean, there's lots of right ways, but to take out so many mistakes that a newbie would have in the beginning. So yeah, I was able to just, glean off of people like, Mike Haston and Erica Kruppen. And I mean, there's so many, I mean, so many people in there. Um, that just I try to attend. There's 2 calls usually per week, so I try to get involved in those, go through pictures, try to categorize things and organize things of just tips. I have like 5 pages of just tips as I started. I've been a member in the Scoop community and PSM for February, March. So I was just making notes so much, and that's why I think I so was able to get so much done. How to organize the truck, what type of marketing material should I have? So yeah,
Yeah, because all this marketing material is very cohesive. So this photo that we're looking at right now, can you
that
kind of?
Yeah,
Describe.
so like a little inventory. I call it the Luxe room. Hey, go put that in the Luxe room. It's basically a little area in my garage under my stairs. So on that back wall, it's angled because that's a staircase. So it's just this little area that I cleaned out that didn't have that much in it, and that's kind of a fisheye look, so it's a little bit bigger in the picture than it really is, just because of how the picture was taken, so I could get the whole shot. But yeah, it's just has the doggy treats and extra soap and sprays, and on the right side is more of the brochures and the stickers and door hangers and some sacks that I use.
Yeah, I
And
think let's go to this next one.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
So yeah, to the left is a lot of the business cards, the marketing materials, the stuff I'll put. I do give out doggy treats
mhm.
to all my clients, just especially the ones that are the higher ticket. So I'll just drop that off, on their barbecue or whatever in the backyard. And sometimes I'll include like I have one card that's like, "Do you want a Lux upgrade?" And it'll remind people of some of the other services that I have. So it's a little card I'll put in there. Or I have I cross promote with some different groomers and dog food companies in the area. So I'll include a little one of their cards, like, you know, buy this for me and get this free from the dog groomer, just cross promotion type things. So I have all different types of little cards and whatnots and little things to include. Uh, every once in a while, I'll put a Google review QR code that they can, if you need to update your Google review or give me a Google review. I am using Clay Lawrence with
Mhm.
Review Harvest. But again, I only have 10. So, but he's been good for those 10.
No,
um,
it's good, and even, looking at your marketing material, it's all cohesive to what your branding is, so there's no confusion.
yeah,
They you
black and white.
Yeah, your people are gonna know, like, this is the brand, there's no confusion, we're building trust because cohesiveness really helps build trust.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
n and this is the setup right here. You
Yeah.
have the
That's
black.
my. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I you go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just
Your
so there's
setup.
the gift bag is underneath it there, and then so we have the black and white tennis balls with the next to that. I might have a more zoomed in picture on the next one if you go one
See.
more. The poop bag that you put on your leash. So there's the bag, right? It's just a plastic bag, and then the next one has the
There we go.
yeah, yeah, the poop bag that you put on your leash, the scooping that you would when you walk your own dog, and
Where'd you
then
get those
the
made
tennis
at?
balls.
Where'd you get the
So
Lux?
all of that, the bag, the tennis ball, and if you go back one, there's actually a keychain. Who's gonna use it's right next to the right of the bag in that yellow thing. I don't know if people are gonna use it, but kids like it, right? It's like rubber and bendable, and so all of that was Alibaba.
Okay.
So Peter from Alibaba, a lot of the scoopers use him, and he's great. And he sends you a video of everything before he pushes the go and does it in big bulk, and you just have to be ready to wait probably 6 to 7 weeks before it gets across the ocean and out of U.S. customs and to your door. So it's not right away, but yeah, that was all through Peter and Alibaba, and yeah, I don't have a direct link, but if you contact me through PSM, I can tell you who I use for that. And yeah, so yeah, and those are the little doggy bags that I'll include the treats in, um, just to make it, kind of dog themed.
Did you order those from Alibaba as well?
Those were both of those bags, the striped one and the paw prints, I think were both just on just Amazon.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good. And then let's talk about these brochures that you have.
Yeah, so just different brochures. One of them's a table tent. There's a picture ahead, but that's okay. There's a table tent that you can fold and leave on, a vet's desk or at a groomer. And then yeah, two different types. That one brochure is a get to know us brochure, and the black one is actually a terms of service, because no one reads the terms of service. My terms of service is way too long, but every time I wrote one paragraph, I needed another one, so it's really long. Um, but I wanted to cover myself and protect myself and make sure everything is there, but no one reads those. So I kind of highlighted the top like 10 to 12 terms of service that are most important, and I included it in my welcome bag in its own brochure. just to highlight some of the top. And that you see the table tint there is just foldable. And most of that I just did on Canva. Almost everything you can do on Canva and go straight to print from Canva.
Where'd you have it printed at?
That's what I'm saying, Canva.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
cr-
nice.
My wife and I created it in Canva, and then you push, like basically you push print and tell them how much you want. Some things I do through Vistaprint. I think I got a tablecloth through Vistaprint, but yeah, just almost everything you can choose the card stock and everything through Canva, and you don't one stop shop.
That looks really nice. If you
Thank
don't
you.
mind me asking,
Yes.
you're welcome. If you feel comfortable, how much would you say that you have invested all together into the startup of this business?
Oh, I don't want to scare people because it's all this is not necessary
It's
in your
not.
first few months.
It's not, but I think it's good to say that if you have the money to invest and you're okay to do it, this is what you could expect.
Yeah.
This
So outside of, let's say, let's break it down. Outside of, let's say, no truck and no Facebook, Google ads, I'm probably $1,500 in marketing materials and supplies. Maybe let's just say 2,000 because I don't want to undersell it. With all the supplies I have that's going to be a lot of my supplies are going to be good for over a year. I mean,
Mhm.
the tools will last longer than that, but like the Wizzy and just different things like, so $2,000, and a lot of that will be good for a whole year of investing. I have Open Phone, and so I bought a year all at once, so I got a discount. So doing all that at once, and I don't have another bill until next year. And again, I threw a little bit in, but by next year, I better have more than 10 clients. So it's, a lot of those services that I have are going to pay for itself within a year. Um, so yeah, and then my truck. Okay, and then and then there's the wrap. If you want to include the wrap,
Oh, yeah, let's include that wrap.
yeah,
That
and the PSN gets you a discount with that through Wrapmate. I want to say it was maybe 1,200 for the wrap. I did like
oh,
a
that's
half wrap.
really
I
good.
made sure I bought a white Maverick. So it was, white and black are the best unless well, I guess it depends on the color of your brand, but it's hard to match your colors perfectly unless you are white and black. So I knew with a white, I could probably just do a half wrap, which I did. And you can't really tell. It almost looks like a full wrap.
It does?
Um,
I thought you were gonna tell me that that was $3,000.
yeah, well, because a half is about 12, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so the wrap. So if wrap and all materials, yeah, let's say let's say 3,500, but that's with the wrap, and then my truck payment's like four. Um,
And then we have
and
the website, we have Sweep and Go.
yeah, and website, Mark Gromer really helps you with that. I'm only paying like, what am I paying? Like two, is it 199 or 299? He's gonna kill me. I think it's 99 for the server, what do you call it? The hosting, and then 199 per month for the website build until that's paid off.
Mhm.
So you don't have to have that paid all at once. And he spent a lot of time on my website. So if you just want a 5-page website, he makes it very affordable to
It's
get it
one of
up and
those
running.
things where if you wanna invest the money, right, you're gonna have an amazing website like you have, or if you wanna go to Wix or whatever,
Yeah.
Squarespace, and pay
Mhm.
$29.99 a month or $10.99 a month, you're gonna have a website that's not as great.
Yeah, and it's
Like
not gonna work with Sweep and Go. It might work with Jobber, but it won't work with Sweep and Go unless it's, WordPress, or it's not gonna work well. It's not gonna work as best unless you have WordPress, and there's no way I was gonna tackle WordPress myself. Um,
yeah,
I
alright.
value people's expertise. So that's Mark Gromer. That's Augie with Sweep and Go. I want experts in the field that I can trust so I don't do it the wrong way. That's William and Levi. I want the experts. I paid for a full PSM membership all at once for a full year. So I got all the classes at once. And again, that gave me a little bit of a discount. I value expertise, and that's what they have. And I want to glean from that. And I want to be able to, you know, regurgitate. I want to use what they're giving me because they're the experts.
Oh, absolutely, and it goes to show just like, if I were to look at your marketing material and I would look at everything that you have, I would think that you were at a quarter million dollar business. Like, I'm
That's
serious.
the goal. That's the
Exactly.
goal, right?
And that's very similar to me. Like, people see my branding and they think that my business is way larger. I had this one woman that like freaked out on me because I couldn't accommodate her service day.
Hmm.
And she's like, I see your vehicles everywhere. Like, you're in our area all the time. And I'm like, it's just three of us. And she's like, no.
Right.
She's like, we see you constantly. I'm like,
Well, you're like, well, thank you, but
but
it's
no,
kinda like
there's,
when you go to a restaurant, right? And they're like, "Look at all the open tables. Why are we waiting?" Yes, but there's no servers in that section. It doesn't matter the open tables that you see. You need to wait because there's only 2 servers in the whole restaurant. Right. It's like, yeah, it's perceived what they think they can have, and then you kinda have to dial them back for the expectations.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to what
Okay.
the inside of your vehicle looks like. So, can you explain this one for us?
So I really like this business because it's so scalable, right? That's a term we always use, a sketch, but it is. The scooping is the easy part, but I like organizing things. I like tools. I like gizmos and gadgets. Is that Little Mermaid, Gizmos and Gadgets? I don't know. The song? Don't you know Little Mermaids? I don't know, okay. The Disney Gizmos and Gadgets, but I just like things. I like little tools. I like stuff, so I have lots of stuff like that. I wanna be independent and not depend on, if anything is needed to be done in the yard. So I kind of have a go bag. That backpack has, like, everything in it. I have tools. I have a saw. I have screwdrivers. I have a nightlight or a headlamp. I haven't needed that yet, but it's recommended. Like, you might get stuck in the winter months where you're scooping, 6 o'clock at night and it's almost pitch black in some areas. I have a towel in there. I have rags, anything I could put, a screwdriver. You get to a house and the gate latch is falling apart and you don't want to contribute to that. Or I have a wrench because when you're trying to get that whizzy wash on and off, sometimes you can't get their spigot, their their own hose off. So just everything that I could possibly need. That's the inside of the bin. So extra bags, of course, and the gloves that you might need, and extra rags and things you would need just to wipe something up. Like a patio, and there was diarrhea all over the patio, and so I tried to hose it off a little bit, but you got to watch where you're hosing that off. So I kind of wiped some up because you need rags and something absorbent. So yeah, just and then there was a brush. There was a little like yellow
Oh,
brush, a
yeah, the
scrub
yellow
brush that you might need, and that's the blower. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. And
correct.
that's the little blower that I have. I broke it down into 2 pieces, and again, I don't use it for everyone, but sometimes it's needed, and I don't mind doing it. And the ones that I do use it on, they praise me for it. They're like, "Wow, you are doing way more than I thought you would. Thank you so much. It's not going unnoticed." And that's huge, especially in the beginning. Um, and
And it's
it
cohesive with your brand.
Right, and it doesn't add that much longer. Yes, I have to take it in, I have to haul it in, but it's like 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds to just I'm just blowing down real quick. I'm not blowing the whole yard down with leaves. It's just getting stuff off the patio so I can spray. And they appreciate that. That's the 256 concentrate, and this helps so I don't have to, measure it out. You open up one side and squeeze it. I don't know what you call it, like a graduated cylinder squeeze bottle. I don't know. And then you just squeeze it, and it's just pressurized, and it'll put an ounce at a time, so you can put that into your sprayer. It's just one thing to make it quick and helpful. And like I said, I like gadgets.
Can you send me that link? Because that I'm
Yeah,
constantly
sure.
measuring and weighing my stuff out.
Right, I wanna say it's Consolidated Plastics, but I can absolutely send that to you, and you can send it out to your listeners.
Yeah.
That's a more natural, but it's a wasp spray. I've seen people, not in this industry, but, like, you read about stories of people that die because they hit a wasp nest or a bee nest, and, they get back into their car and they drive away and they still have wasps in their car with them, and one person died a little while back from
Yeah.
that, and I'm not laughing, that's awful, but so I keep the spray right at my door. If it's needed, if I can make it back to my car and spray my whole self down, and it's a little bit more natural, it's not straight Raid, but, sometimes you don't know, right? That's just for the unknown. There's the scooper bin, and again, these are all tips that people have given me. So I can pull the sack through. It has a little, I'm gonna lose the term, gasket. There's a gasket in the back that you drill a hole like about an inch and a half. and then you put that little gasket in there off of Amazon. It's just a rubber gasket, and you stick that in there, and then you can push your finger through, and that helps keep your bag open and wide and from falling out or blowing in the wrong direction, and then it kind of goes in reverse. So it keeps the bag seated inside the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so I think I've just shown the outside of it there. Oh, and then the little clip on top. The clip's high enough that, if you have some wet poop, it's not, and when you scoop in, that clip is high enough. I've never had a problem with that. But again, it just helps keep the bag seated and open, and uh, keeps the form of it. And I just used a little self-tapping screw in there. I like this handle more than the yellow and green one that a lot of people use. It's on Amazon. It's called a Raptor, like the dinosaur, like the bird, a raptor. And it's the perfect angle for me. I put it right before the bend, and it's ergonomically better than any than the loop handle, the loop handle that some people have, but
Mhm.
that puts your palm backwards, and that's not ergonomic for a long day of scooping. This one, it's angled slightly up, and it's thumb facing forward, pinky facing backwards, so it's very natural in my hand. If you I'm only 5'9" ish, 8.5, 5, 8.5. But for some people, my son, he's tall, he's 6 foot. He just flips that handle around. You know how some people just do that handle, and that's fine for him, where he just flips the big handle around, the main spin handle, and that's good for his height. And ergonomically, it's not that bad. But for me, I'm a little bit shorter, so I needed a second handle, and just fatigue. That Raptor I really like, and it's black, which again, it's on brand than the
Mhm.
yellow and green one that a lot of people have. Again,
Yep.
if someone's looking outside out in the yard, they don't care, but I care. I care. I wanted a black handle, so I got a black handle. I love this. I've seen no one else do this. I carry kitty litter around. I do that for really wet diarrhea spots where I need to work it into the grass, work it into the ground, or work it into their concrete or asphalt or whatever they might have. So that's very fine kitty litter. But what you're looking at, if you're a golfer, is that you put sand, and that replaces, you put sand in that when you're out golfing to replace the divots that you make in the ground after you hit the ball, right? So it's the sand, it's a sand, I don't know what you call it, but you fill it with sand for golfing, and it's on a golf cart. Well, I have it on the side of my bin that's inside, and if I know they're having some stomach problems, I don't carry it into the yard all the time. I hate going back to the truck. I hate it. But for this, I do, when it's needed. And it just has very fine kitty litter in it to help clump the poop when it's really needed.
Yeah, that's, people ask me all the time about the diarrhea. I didn't have a good solution, so
Yeah.
this is pretty
I mean,
sweet.
when you can just a hose, but a hose takes a long time too. And that
Yeah.
doesn't get rid of it. Where
No.
this, it helps clump it up really well. And
Yeah.
it's almost the texture of sand. It doesn't have a lot of big rock
You
style.
have the cleanest scooping vehicle I've ever seen. D
It doesn't always look like that, right? So at the end of the day, I do try to clean it a couple times a week. Yeah, the inside of the Maverick, I love the Mavericks. First of all, the Maverick air conditioning. I have had some nicer vehicles. I've had some higher end vehicles. I've never had the air conditioning output of a Ford Maverick. I don't know what they have done, but it is the best. So especially, when you're jumping in after a hot day, but the air conditioning is great. There is tons of 3D products that you can print to accessorize in the Maverick. I mean, just look online through Etsy or Amazon. There's lots of things you can upgrade in a Maverick. For whatever reason, they've just made it very accessorizable.
Hmm.
So I have a 3D printed thing for my phone, and extra things for rags in there. And then you can see I have wet wipes, and I also have alcohol spray, or not spray, hand
Hand
sanitizer.
sanitizer. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have that, and I try to do that every single time I get back in the car.
Yeah, your truck's super clean. What are
Thank you.
these?
Those, again, PSM, shout out. I forget who did it. Those are penalty flag markers. So for soccer or football, you throw, penalty on the field. But when you have a really gross scoop, but you're in the middle of scooping, you can't spray right then. So if there's a thing that needs to be addressed, it's easy to get lost, especially in a bigger yard or even in a yard, you don't know where something needs to be addressed. I got to go back to that hot spot, or I got to go back and sanitize that area. So I just carry those in my pocket, and I'll just drop one down, like this is an area that I need to address before I leave. And since it's bright and yellow, it's easy to see, and I'll run back there real quick and spray it down or do whatever. It's a reminder in the yard, because my motto is I'm not that good. I'm not going to remember. I have 15 alerts on my phone daily for all different things and alarms, because I'm not that good. I will forget. You think you're going to remember, but you won't. So this is just another way that I don't have to remember the spot or the area, because I will forget.
Oh, I like that's a good idea. I just pull my bag out of my bucket and drop it there and put a new bag in the bucket
Yep.
and continue scooping. So
Yeah.
this
Everyone has
is
their own way, and it's very lightweight. I like these penalty flag markers.
yeah, I
Like,
like
again,
that.
Amazon is, I don't know, like $5 for like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
s so that's the back. I don't have a truck liner yet. I'm sorry. I wanna get one. Moving on, it has both my son's and my boots in them. We don't always scoop together, but dang, it makes the day quick when there's 2 people in a yard. That's helpful.
Are you
Um,
swapping your boots out in between each yard?
Again, there's people gonna roll their eyes, because you're like, "Dear God, you're spending 30 minutes per." Yes, I do. My
That's why
poop
your truck is so clean.
my poop boots never get inside the cab. They're sanitized and put down every time in that bin. Does it take an extra 12 seconds? It does. And does that add up? Yes, I don't care. Um, we do that every time. And if that's what it is, and if it makes me stay, you know, on duty an extra 25 minutes because of all these 13-second here and 15-second here, then it just is what it is. I don't like getting into the car with the boots on. So it doesn't take long. Throw those on. I have slides, sandals, whatever. Throw those off, put those on. It doesn't take that long, and it keeps the inside of my car from smelling and being too. And because you get grass, right? Just from cut grass and wet dew grass in the morning, they're full of boots, and they're a boat shoe. So they're a very easy boot to get on and off, and they're what you would wear like on a sailboat or something. Not that I have a sailboat, but that's how they're marketed on Amazon, is a boat shoe.
I would say these are wouldn't be the best idea for us here in the Midwest because it's so hilly out here. We really need to have a good ankle support.
If you have weak ankles, or you need the extra protection for whatever, reason, yeah, for hills or holes that the
Mm.
dogs are digging, yeah, you do want to be careful, because they are very loose fitting. But I would say a counter to that, I did have an ankle issue, and I had an ankle wrap. So
Oh,
you could still use something like that. You know how there's lace up ankle wraps that you would use for sports, or just an ankle wrap that's Velcro. So if you do like having this, you could accessorize it or supplement it with just wearing ankle wraps. But yeah, it depends on the terrain you're dealing with, for sure.
yeah, and I know people that don't bring their shoes in their vehicles. That's why our
Mhm.
vehicles are don't look that clean.
Yeah, it just means you're cleaning the inside of them more. Extra tools, Anthony Salazar, and people that are in, he uses that grabber, the pincher thing. It's really long. It's almost like 3 feet long. And people that have a lot of rocks will use that grabber. I haven't needed it, but I've got it. Why? Because I like gadgets and gizmos. And sometimes there will be a time I need it. There's snakes. There's a lot of snakes in DFW. So I could use that to grab a snake, whatever might be needed. The other is just kind of a spade scraper, to get like maybe dried stuff off of concrete. Again, I haven't really used it, and we haven't hit any cold months, because it'll freeze here.
That
So
will. That'll
it
help.
can scrape poop off of concrete and different things. So again, two products I haven't used that much, but will come in handy. And if you don't have them, then you can't use them. So I got them if I need them.
That's true.
Yeah.
What's this?
Oh gosh, how much time do we have, Erica? Okay, this I have an extra service that I will provide for artificial turf. To the left, you can see it has an Ego motor brand to it. Ego's a company. They have lawnmowers and they have blowers and they have so the battery can be used for the things I already have in my yard, but it will refresh the artificial turf. And you can pay $500 for a service to come out and they will refresh. It kind of breaks up the not breaks up, but it fluffs the
Mhm.
artificial turf. So then you can blow it. It gets all the sand out, it gets the dirt out, it gets the little pieces of leaves and flowers and everything out. Um, and then you can blow it out, but then you can sanitize and it will penetrate because you have fluffed up the artificial turf. So I only have one artificial turf client, but because I used this for her service, not only was I able to secure an extra service, but I didn't charge her $500. I said, I'll do this for you. I'll sanitize it, but I can charge, I'm already in the yard. So $150, maybe it takes me 30 minutes, which, $130 for 30 minutes is good hourly rate. And so it's on a motor and it spins, and I use it specifically for artificial turf, and I'll get other ones. DFW area has a lot of artificial turf, so it's just something that I can provide. So because a lot of people don't maintain their artificial turf, so I can way undercut a local business that will charge anywhere from $400 to $600, and I'm already in the yard and I can get an upsell, and I can do that, once a quarter, and they appreciate it. They're like, "That is awesome." And it makes their yard. You can add stripes. You know how you can stripe a yard after mowing it?
Yeah.
So this will stripe because I just run it the other direction, and I can make the backyard look like a football field, and it's almost like vacuuming. I'm just spinning it. It's not hard.
Yeah, and
And
it's that perceived value. They're seeing the stripes.
yes.
Who doesn't love a good stripe, like vacuum stripes or lawnmower
Yep.
stripes?
Yeah,
And then
it's exactly like a vacuum stripe. Yep.
you're more valuable to your customer,
Yeah, and
and then
it's a service that I can provide.
you're making your customer more valuable.
Yeah. So I don't carry it around unless I have someone that needs it. So yeah, so we just got this. I have a vendor event in another day. I've already done 2 vendor events. I have like 5 total throughout September and October. And that was a Chinese, not Alibaba. I got this within like a week of ordering it, and it came from overseas. Um, and I just built it online, did the half walls, did the backdrop. There's the Luxe. It's on the backside too,
Mhm.
so you can advertise. Depending on your setup, where I was facing the street, so the street could still see Luxe Scoopers on there, and their QR codes on there, and that would run. You should, guys, always buy American. There, you buy, support local, support the United States. I'm all about that. But I was able to get it for about half price, so it was not too expensive.
Would you pay about 800?
I did,
All
I
this? Yeah.
did. Yeah, it was like 850 for
Mhm.
all of that instead of, close to 2,000.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this was at our local vendor event. It was, right next door to a dog food company that I cross promote with, and they were doing this big vendor event. They probably had like 20 different people around this park area. And yeah, just collecting names, talking to people. There was another scooper there, so I got to know him. He's not in my area, so I said, I can send business your way. You can send business my way. So networking. The people right next to us are now one of my customers. Um, so yeah, just a great way to network and get your name out. And you don't always get a lot of leads that way, but you can. And it's just about being known in your community. And I got another one coming up, an all day one on Saturday.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Alright, and that's you
Yeah,
and
that's the wife. That's
wife?
the better half. That's the one that makes everything cohesive and perfect. And she knows how to make things look.
Woo, I love it. The dream
Thank
team
you.
over here. Let me see how to
Absolutely.
figure out how to stop sharing. Alright. Well, that's cool. I really appreciate you sending those pictures over. This was a bit of
Thank
a
you.
different type interview, and walking through that, it will give the audience another viewpoint and to see, the inner workings of another scooper's business, which we're all nosy. We wanna know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love doing it, and, I didn't get a chance to ask you some questions. I want to know how you work commercial because I don't have commercial clients yet, but that's a whole nother podcast. There's a lot of questions I have,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I feel I want to interview you as well.
Yeah, we can set
Um,
something up for sure. We can,
okay.
yeah, we can do something for the Scoop podcast and talk commercial because that's a whole thing in
That's a whole
itself.
nother business.
It
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah. But
essentially is.
I want to get good at it. I want to get good at everything because, yeah, I want to help the community and add value to my business as well and legitimacy. So I want to learn all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I really appreciate it. Before we go ahead and hop off, if somebody's listening and they're on the fence about starting this business and they have not joined the Poop Scoop Millionaire community yet,
Mhm.
what would you say to them?
That's the first step. Go watch the up kick,
Flip.
like up flip. The up flip video where I was first introduced to William and his business, but find the up flip video of him. But then, guys, invest in yourself. Do get involved in PSM. Do it monthly. Give it a test drive. See how it likes you. The value of what you learn, but also the value, the discounts that are in there that can get you started with insurance and um, well, not jobber, but with sweep and go or just different things. There's just so much value that the PSM community has, and that William and Levi have. They're giving so much. Oh my gosh, they could charge triple and it would still be huge value. So that's the first step, I think, because then you feel more confident. You're talking to other people that are just starting out, and you're talking to the veterans that have been doing it for decades. So the value of that, it's not a commercial. Do that as step one and invest in yourself with the PSM membership, even if it's just on a month to month, and get involved, plugged in, you know, the phone calls we do 2 live phone calls a week that are wonderful and help out with Mike and Kelly that both do those. And yeah, I would say that's step one because that's your market research. That's to figure out if you have what it takes and if you really like it before you jump in and invest into buying tools. Get in there and find out what it takes.
Yeah. And as long as you follow it and you read and you show up for yourself, I mean, there's so many success stories. Like, I've been in this business for a while, right? And so to see people go from like 0 to 100 customers so quickly, I'm like, a little part of me was like, must be nice.
Right, right. I had to
Must be
go through.
nice to have all this content to be able to grow your business.
Yeah, because you were in the trenches, right? You didn't have the community at first. You didn't have much of anyone. You definitely didn't have what you've built with your podcast. So, yeah, I'm sure you made a lot of mistakes, as anyone would. But that's gonna
And I've
happen.
documented them. I've documented them all too
Yeah,
because that's
no
the
one
reason
was
why I
holding
made
your
a
hand.
YouTube channel. No. And
Yeah,
there was some OGs, right? There was like Mike Scoop Daddy, there was King of Pooh, Jessica from Canada, and there was a couple others that I kind of reached out to and I called and I'm like, "Hey, can you help me?" And they're like,
mhm,
"Yeah." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
yeah. So, yeah, the more you have, the more the merry it is, and now we just have a group that you can find out all the way and what you don't wanna do, like, maybe they're doing it that way, and go, "I'm not gonna do that." So, yeah, just seeing how everyone else is doing it, um, it can take years off of your, your learning curve, so
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, cool. This is really cool hanging out with you. I appreciate it. If the listeners want to keep up with you, the best way to get in touch with you would be
gosh,
in PSM.
I would say PSM, obviously, you can go to my luxscoopers.com website and contact me there because my phone number is my cell phone that is always blowing up, and it's attached to my hand. So, yeah, through my website or the PSM community, I'm posting in there all the time, probably more than I should.
Ah, no, you're doing a good job. All right.
Thanks,
Well,
Erica.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And definitely go ahead and check out the Poop Scoop Millionaire community over in school. We will include a link down below. We will see you over there. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.